Hi there, this is Lakshmi. Hope you have watched the introduction video for journal entries as well as illustration 1 and illustration 2. Now we are going to work out illustration 3 of this topic. So in illustration 3 we are going to journalize the transactions of Mr. Saktivel. So we are properly following the format for journal entries, which is a 5-column format. Books of Mr. Saktivel, journal entries. First column is date column, particulars, LF, debit or credit. So what we have to do is, we have to apply the same thing what we have applied for illustration 1 as well as for illustration 2. For preparation of journal entry, the thing what we have to do is, first analyze the transactions to identify which accounts are affected. After that, identify which account it belongs to, which means either it is a real account or nominal account or personal account. Then apply the golden rules of accounts to identify which account has to be debited and which account has to be credited. In our previous illustrations, illustration 1 and 2, we have detailed discussion about the rules. So in this problem, I am going directly to the journal entries without explaining the basic rules of accounts. So the first entry is on 2nd April. First entry is on 2nd April. The transaction is during 2020. The first entry is on 2nd April. On 2nd April, purchased business for rupees 2 lakh rupees. Here the first entry is for business purchase. Instead of purchasing an asset, here we are purchasing a business. So the other account affected is not given. We have to assume that it is by cash. So business purchase is also an asset. Any asset, if it is purchased, has to be debited. So here I am debiting business purchase account. So business purchase account debit 2 lakhs. If it is by cash, cash goes out. So we are applying debit what comes in, credit what goes out rule. To cash account 2 lakhs. The narration for this entry is being business purchased by cash. And the second entry is on 4th April. The entry is purchased machinery from Kandan Brothers Trichy for rupees 30,000 on which they paid rupees 300 freight on my behalf. So 30,000 plus 300. In total 30,300 Kandan Brothers have given on credit to us. So purchased machinery from Kandan Brothers. So the two accounts affected here is, one is machinery account and other one is personal account, which is Kandan Brothers Trichy. Machinery account is a real account, so we have to debit machinery account. Machinery account is a real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out rule. Here machinery comes in, so we have to debit what comes in, credit what goes out rule. And the second, freight expenses incurred should not be debited to freight account, as the freight is related to machinery. It has to be debited to machinery account. So total debit to machinery account is 30,300. As Kandan Brothers is a giver, credit the giver rule. So Kandan Brothers Trichy is credited for 30,300. The narration for this entry is being machinery purchased from Kandan Brothers Trichy on credit, and the freight incurred by them rupees 300, being machinery purchased from Kandan Brothers and freight paid by them. Next is, on the same date, the erection charges of machinery amounted to rupees 900, which were paid in cash. The two accounts affected here is machinery account and the cash account. Here we could not debit erection charges because any expenses which is relating to any asset has to be debited to the asset account alone. Here erection charges of machinery is relating to an asset, so we are debiting the machinery account instead of erection charges. If you have debited the erection charges, in this case it is a principal error. It is a principal error. As the entry is on the same date, no need to enter the date again. If you want to avoid any confusion, you can write the date, otherwise no need to write the date again. Being erection charges paid by cash on Vishnu. The next entry is on 6th April. A cashier has stolen rupees 1500 and he is absconding. Any loss which can be avoidable, is debited to abnormal loss account. Here the cashier has stolen, which can be avoided if the proprietor has taken a due care. So it has to be debited to abnormal loss account. It has to be debited to abnormal loss account because this loss can be avoided by the proprietor if he has taken due care. So as he has not taken due care, the cashier stolen the amount. So the amount has to be debited to abnormal loss account or loss by theft account. Abnormal loss account, or you can debit loss by theft. Instead of abnormal loss, you can debit loss by theft account. Both are right. Okay. Abnormal loss account debit 1500. Here the other account affected is cash account. Cash goes out, debit what comes in, credit what goes out rule. So to cash account 1500. The narration is being cash stolen by cashier, treated as abnormal loss. And the next entry is on 8th April. Goods costing rupees 12,000 were insured for rupees 10,000 and a premium at 8% per annum was paid on them. Goods costing rupees 12,000 were insured for rupees 10,000 and a premium at 8% per annum was paid on them. Here the transaction is relating to payment of insurance premium. It is relating to payment of insurance premium. The transaction is on 8th April. The transaction is insurance premium paid. The amount is not given directly, so we have to calculate insurance premium account debit. It is for 10,000 and premium is at 8%. So 10,000 into 8%, the amount is 800 insurance premium. It is assumed that it is paid by cash. So to cash account 800. The narration is being insurance premium paid at 8% on the stock value of rupees 10,000. It is not a strict rule that you have to write the narration as such. You can write in your own words. So the only thing is, in the narration portion you have to explain the journal entry. On 10th April, on claim being made for theft for cash, insurance company paid rupees 1500. So for this abnormal loss amount, they are paying 1500. Actually here the amount stolen is 1500. At the time of stolen, we have debited the abnormal loss account. So at the time of claim also we have to credit the same account. Here insurance company account debit. Insurance company account debit 1500 to abnormal loss. In case here, if the claim is only given for 1200, then the remaining 300 has to be transferred to profit and loss account. But here we get the full claim amount. So being claim for cash stolen. So So insurance company account receipt. If the amount is received, then cash account debit. Insurance company has given, so it has to be credited. Insurance company account credit. The entry is for 1,500. The narration for this entry is being claim amount received from insurance company. Both are on the same date, so no need to write the date again. So the next entry is on 12th April. Received an order from Dayalan for supply of goods worth rupees 4,000. So when we explain about the definition for accounting, we have specified that any transaction which is in terms of money has to be recorded. Here, receiving an order does not reflect any money transaction. Just it is an activity of a business. It is not a financial transaction. So no need to give journal entry for this transaction. Received an order from Dayalan. Just they have received an order. So no need to post anything for this. Next is 13th April. Goods were supplied as per order of Dayalan and freight of rupees 200 was paid on it. Here Dayalan's order is for 4,000. Goods were supplied. When we supply the goods, it is sales. Dayalan is a receiver, so Dayalan account debit to sales account. The entry is on 13th April. Dayalan account debit. Here the sale value is 4,000, but we are debiting his account by 4,200, including the freight we have paid for him. As we have paid freight, we need not to debit freight account as we are paying the freight in behalf of Dayalan. As you are paying the freight in behalf of Dayalan, you have to debit Dayalan account, not the freight account. So you have paid the freight by cash, so credit cash account by 200. Here the freight amount is paid by us in behalf of Dayalan. So we have to debit only the Dayalan account, not the freight account. So Dayalan account debit 4,000 plus 200, which is 4,200, to sales, which is 4,000, and 200 is for freight, which we have paid by cash, to cash account. So the journal entry is being goods supplied to Dayalan and freight for the transaction. Rupees 200. And the next transaction is on 13th April, goods were supplied, okay. 15th April, goods worth rupees 100 were distributed as samples free of charge on 15th April. Goods are distributed other than by way of sales, has to be credited to purchase account, which we explained in our introduction video. Her goods worth rupees 100 were distributed as samples free of charge. Distribution of sample is a part of advertisement expenditure. Distribution of samples are part of advertisement expenditure. So advertisement account debit to purchase account. So the value of the goods distributed is 100 rupees. So advertisement account debit 100 and purchase account credited 100. The narration is being goods distributed as free sample. And the next entry is on 20th April. Goods, the list price of which is rupees 40,000 are sold to Sugumar at a 10% trade discount. So usually the sale entry or purchase entry has to be recorded only after reducing the trade discount. The sale entry or purchase entry has to be recorded only after reducing the trade discount. Here even if the list price of the goods sold is 40,000, they have availed the trade discount of 10%. So 40,000 into 10%, which is 4,000. Here the sale entry is made only for 36,000 rupees. The sale entry is made only for 36,000 rupees. So on 20th April. On 20th April, Sugumar. So he is a person who received the goods. So Sugumar account debit. Debit the receiver role. As he is a receiver, debit Sugumar by 36,000 rupees to sales account. As it is a sale of goods, we have to credit the sale account. The narration is being goods sold to Sugumar for rupees 40,000 less trade discount at 10%. Next, 25th April, goods worth rupees 300 were spoilt in transit and a claim was made to the railway company. If the claim was made to insurance company, then the insurance company account has to be debited. Here the claim was made to railway company and the goods were spoilt. So normally if any transactions with respect to goods is there, then we have to treat it with purchase account except it is a sales. If any goods related transaction is there and it is not a sale, then we have to give effect to the purchase account. Here there is a loss, so we have to debit the railway company account and credit the purchase account. 25th April. The reason why I am debiting the railway company is as we have filed a claim with respect to railway. For any goods lost in transit in railway, they give a claim, so railway company account debit. Here the goods were lost. Any transactions with respect to goods other than sales has to be treated with purchase account. Here the value is 300, so railway company account debit 300 to purchase account 300. The narration is being claim lodged with railway company for goods lost in transit. So the next entry is on 30th April, rupees 300 received from railway company. 30th April. The claim amount is received, so cash account debit 300 to railway company account. 300. So the narration for this entry is being cash or claim. Cash or claim is right. Claim received from railway company. So we have followed the same rule for all the three illustrations. So the first thing what we have to do is identify the accounts affected. After that apply the accounts, which means either it is a real account or nominal account or personal account. And finally apply the rule to identify which account has to be debited and which account has to be credited. Debit the relevant account and credit the relevant account, write the narration. So that's all the things what we are doing for making a journal entry. Thank you for watching this.